What's up, fellow procrastinators? I'm Flamecom. So today is just going to be more of a off-the-cuffs, like stream of consciousness sort of thing. So there's really like minimal editing. Still got to go back to finishing Michael's video edits. So look forward to this coming out soon. Yes, we're doing a spoiler talk on the Mario Brothers movie. So that was a very fun recording session that we had. But anyways, yes, I finished Future Redeemed Xenoblade Chronicles 3. And whilst it did answer some questions that I had, it raised a lot more other questions. I'm going to jump straight into it. It's implied that the events of the base game takes place about 1,000 years after like Future Redeemed. So to that end, how is Riku still alive after all this time? How is he still alive holding on to Lucky 7 in order to pass it on to Noah? Which, by the way, we still don't know what Noah renamed it to. I don't know why the base game had that whole cutscene and then implying like they were making a huge deal out of it and that there was going to be a payoff later, which never got addressed ever again. I don't know, translation issues. Furthermore, how old is Rex and Shulk? Like, how long has it been since Aionios was created? Because think about this. Their pupils, Linka and Panacea, they're like listed as 18 and 19 years old. And they have knowledge of the old world that they hail from. And they still remember their parents, like they make mention of them. Linka does anyway. And, you know, it's implied that their parents are Zeke, Pandoria, Ryan, Shala, and all that. Linka was all like, you know, oh, you remember what my dad's like, skimping out on the details. That's Zeke to a T. But thing is, they say there's been a 15-year ceasefire with Mobius, so Linka and Panacea would have been 3 and 4 years old in the opening cutscene. And furthermore, Gondor himself is 70 years old, 7-0, and Aionios existed before his time for a while. So what gives? Linka and Panacea couldn't possibly be from the original two worlds. Is it that the characters from Xenoblade 1 and 2 don't age in this world? Do they sort of exist in spiritual form in the same way that the Nopon Archsage brings Shulk and Fiora into Olres? Not that I think that part is actually canon. Who knows? They might do a bit of retcon. I'm not sure. Like they're here in spirit form, but like they can still physically interact with the world, like and eat in the world and sleep in the world and exist in the world, pretty much like as if they really were there, but they still are tied back to Bionis. I don't know. Is that why Shulk and Rex doesn't seem to age or seem to have existed for so long, for an unspecified amount of time? But then where is Dunban and Fiora? Why is Dunban's house vacant? Where is everyone else? I guess obvious answer is that they couldn't get the voice actors back from both games, especially the first game, which was over a decade ago. Maybe it was too expensive for something that was just DLC. It's like the X-Men in Deadpool. It's like where the whole mansion is just empty. It's like, and where is everyone?
It's always just you, Negasonic Teenage longest name ever.
But anyways, back to Gondor. So does that mean like Rex and Shulk, are they older than Gondor? Have they existed before his time? Like Rex and Shulk, they still recall things from back in the original world. Like were Zeke and Shala and Ryan and Pandora, are they in Aionios, but somehow they're not here anymore? And they gave birth to Linka and Panacea. Like, what's the deal? So yeah, that's it really. My main questions center around sort of the chronology and timeline of everything. How is Riku still alive supposedly after like 1,000 years? How old is Rex and Shulk? When does this take place? How long ago was Aionios created when Future Redeemed happened? I guess another thing I kind of want closure on is, well, we've seen 2 of Rex's kids now. So now, where is Mithra's kid? Who and where is Mithra's kid? Another question is, how is Numa's core crystal in Matthew's Fists of the End, and Logos is implied to be inside the Sword of the End? But then it's just, you realize you're not answering a question, you're simply posing a further question. It's the fallacy of passing the buck. Yes, Matthew got it from his parents, and then the parents got it from Gondor, and Gondor got it from his parents. But then it's just like, where did Noah and Mio, like that incarnation of them, get the gauntlet? And how is it that this Fists of the End gauntlet thing has Numa's core? Like, what happened between the ending of Xenoblade 2 and future redeemed, like what happened to the Numa core crystal and the Logos core crystal? I thought Logos was shattered at the ending of Xenoblade 2. So that's what I mean. Like, Future Redeemed answered some questions that I had, but in answering some of the questions, it simply posed a further question. And let's not even get started on the whole like Xenosaga connection lore that they teased in the radio scene. That was just like a whole like lore dump right there that honestly was a bit lost on me because I didn't grow up with the PlayStation. And I think whatever Xeno entry they do next, they're gonna have to make sure that it is once again a standalone story that doesn't necessitate players to have knowledge of both trilogies worth of games, especially since Xenosaga is a very legacy like a video game franchise. It's a bit harder to access that unless they re-release like a HD remake, remaster, or whatever in the coming months, so as to sort of prep people for the grander lore of everything. But even then, it's like it's too much of an ask to tell people to have to be caught up to speed with all the detail in like Xenosaga and Xenoblade, because that's like hundreds plural of hours. Yeah, too many unanswered questions. I would like to say post your comments below on your thoughts, but I've read, you know, tons and tons of like comments on like other people's videos on sort of explanations of the ending and so on, and I think like no one can seem to agree on like a definitive sort of explanation as to all the gaping like timeline, I wouldn't say inconsistencies, or just like unanswered questions regarding the chronology of events. That 1,000-year gap has been established, which just begs the question, how is Riku alive? And therefore, how is Rex and Shulk alive? How old are they? And it's like, why do they look younger than Gondor? Maybe that's going to be pushed to the wayside and it's always just going to remain in obscurity. And they're just going to move on to whatever Xeno entry they make next. Xenoblade Saga. I don't know. Maybe there actually is an answer, like solid answers to everything rather than just a overgeneralization. But some things I just feel like has been an oversight. Let's just put it that way. It's just a glaring oversight. Post your thoughts below if you want to, but I feel like, you know, all that needs to be said already has been. I don't think we'll get a definitive answer for years to come. All right, that's it from me. Take care. Thanks for watching and keep on procrastinating. See ya.